Hey there, Emily in Paris fans! Today we'll be going over a few points on the show. First up, we'll talk about the stylish and ageless Sylvie, who's Emily's boss, and then we'll elaborate on how Sylvie steals the spotlight and why she's such a catch. Afterwards, we'll touch a little more on season 3 and what to expect. Next, we also learned that the Ukrainian minister wasn't too fascinated on how a Ukrainian character on the show was portrayed. Lastly, we'll finish up with a few other Netflix shows like Emily in Paris to watch while you're waiting for the next season. First up, let's talk about Emily's boss, Sylvie. Don't let her age fool you. Sylvie is a stylish, sexy symbol. Although she comes off as tough as nails, she's a genuine person and has even saved Emily multiple times from work problems. Most seem to think she's the villain, but it's quite the opposite. I mean, what would you expect from the head of the marketing firm? Of course, there's immense pressure on her, but that often explains her tone. At first, she's mean to Emily and makes fun of the fact her French isn't that good and typically counts her out during meetings and deals. By the time the second season rolls around, we start to see Sylvie's character switch. We come to see she's the only person who's true to Emily. She's also the only one who checks Emily and lets her know when she's done wrong. This is when we start to see her cover for Emily and save her in certain situations. It makes sense no fans were rooting for her in the beginning because she was always cleaning up everyone's mess. She's almost like an onion, and as each season comes, we're seeing a new layer and a different side of her. She quickly became a favorite in season 2, so we wonder what else we'll come to see of her in season 3. It's not often and appreciated that someone will call you out on your stuff and push you to be better. We're glad that Emily has a mentor like her and is willing to whip her into shape. Now we're going to dive a little deeper into Sylvie and her glamorous style. We're diving deeper into the sexy, stylish icon who is a go-getter and knows what she wants as well as what she doesn't. She's easily stolen the show as the fashion icon. Whether she knows it or not, she's shedding a light on women and their constant fear of aging and what that brings. It's too often portrayed that when French women are young, they're these sex icons, but as soon as they get too old, that idea of them just vanishes. She's always sporting a new look, whether in a classy dress or shiny accessories. With her radiant looks, she's easily queen-worthy, so it's attractive the fact that she goes from French to English and then to Italian so easily. Her character often portrays someone similar to Meryl Streep's character in The Devil Wears Prada, but unlike Streep's character, Sylvie has too good a heart to do something like that because she's such a great supervisor, but the fierce outfit she styles matches her attitude. After all, as boss, she has a reputation to protect, and she does, in the form of stilettos, skirts, and lady suits. The French always have a way of throwing together a stylish outfit for whatever occasion. One notable look in episode 6 is when she's seen wearing a slit black dress, and in episode 7 when she's seen in a green one-piece. Now let's touch on season 3 and what we can expect to come. The first 2 seasons were such a success, so it's no surprise that they soon approved seasons 3 and 4. So being that it's gotten renewed, we wonder what that means for Emily. It seems she'll be staying in Paris rather than going to Berlin. It's projected we'll get the 3rd season at the end of this year in December because the past 2 seasons came out that month. Lily Collins even took to Instagram and posted a picture of herself in a makeshift Emily in Paris merch tee. The picture was captioned, "Woke up early to give you some very exciting news at Emily in Paris is back for season 3. And wait for it, season 4. I can't tell if Emily would love or hate this announcement outfit, but she'd be screaming either way." The showrunner isn't budgeting and dropping any hints about the new season will entail. He's, however, admitted that he has an idea in mind about what direction the show will take. He said, "I have a very strong idea, and I think the thing is, there's no right choice." The second season ends on quite a cliffhanger with the big question, will Emily in fact stay in Paris? In the final season, Emily came to a split decision on whether or not she should take her possible dream job in Chicago or stay with Sylvie and work at her new agency. However, it is possible that we could see Emily visit London, especially if her character goes for a long-distance relationship with her love interest from season 2, Alfie. But we'll just have to wait until season 3 to get an answer. Next up, we learn why the Ukrainian minister doesn't like how Emily in Paris portrays Ukrainians. It was a really big upset for Ukrainian people when they saw how a Ukrainian person in the show was portrayed. The minister admitted he had complained about the matter to Netflix about Kiev's character. In the latest series, there's a girl named Petra, and she shoplifts in the show during a trip with Emily. The minister, Alexander Tkachenko, talked about the matter as insulting. The actress who plays Petra happens to be a Ukrainian actress named Daria Panchenko. Her character is said to have a bad sense of fashion and is constantly scared that she'll be deported. Tkachenko also talked about the matter, stating, "In Emily in Paris, we have a caricature image of a Ukrainian woman that is unacceptable. It's also insulting." He wrote this on a telegram when he filed his complaint. "This also isn't isn't the first time that the show has been called out for its poor portrayal on different nationalities. Matter of fact, when the first season came out, it was falsely promoting France and its residents. It portrayed the French as rude people who wear berets and remain unfaithful to their partners. We wonder if Netflix will do anything to smooth over the matter. In this day and age, it's a little unfair and selfless for Netflix to turn such a blind eye to the matter. Although they may not have been off to a good start, things could turn around if they tackle the issue head on. Have you binge watched all of Emily in Paris and are in need of a few shows like it to hold you over? Have no fear. We're here to save the day. First up is a series called Sweet Magnolias, and it's based off of a few best friends who go through life and experience all the ups and downs that come along with it. Next up is a show called The Hookup Plan, and it too is set in Paris and follows a girl who is desperately trying to get over her ex, and her friends try to help by hiring an escort for her. The Royal Treatment is another good one that's based on a hairdresser in New York that gets the chance of a lifetime and has the opportunity to style hair for a royal wedding. Things take a quick turn as she unexpectedly falls for the prince. Another piece worth checking out is Grace and Frankie. The two women come to find out both of their husbands were cheating on them with each other. The two end up becoming close friends, and the final season is coming to Netflix soon. Then there's a show called Never Have I Ever. It follows the story of Mindy Kaling from childhood to her teenage years. It follows some of her major life events, such as when she loses her virginity and has to decide between two guys. Also, if you haven't already seen Sex Education, it's another worthy find. The series follows teenage high schoolers who are coming of age for a lot of things. The main character's mom is a known sex educator and gives him advice he then charges his fellow students money for. A fourth season is coming to Netflix soon enough. Lastly, we recommend a show called Ginny and Georgia. This story follows a young mom and her daughter who moved to the city for a new start. Trouble soon ensues for the two as things from their past start to resurface and could put their futures at stake. Although only one season is out, another one is set to be on the way. There you have it. We let you know the fashion icon Sylvie and how she easily became the center of attention. We even went further and let you know her intentions proved to be good in the second season. We then touched on season 3 and learned what we could expect to see. After we learned why the Ukrainian minister and people have come to judge the show and pick apart the untrue stereotypes. To finish up, we let you in on a few shows like Emily in Paris that ought to hold you over until the new season.